Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA. I also do a bunch of other content. All these videos get posted on this subreddit. It's called DF Sports right here. I make updates with all of the news that comes out, stuff like that. You can talk strategy here, stuff like that. Ask me questions. I'll always respond to you. So I might cash tonight. I'm not sure. I don't sweat my lineup, so that's why you're not seeing my lineup. But the core today was, what was it? Kevin Herter, Nuke. Who else was a core play? De'Aaron Fox. I think he's doing well. I have no idea. Let's just take a look. Uh, Not the best. And then who else did I have as core? Draymond Green, massive foul trouble. And who else did I have as core play? Klay Thompson, who's doing fine. So that was the core from today. Also, if you're interested, Discord link will be down below where I have in-depth content going over each slate, player pools for cash and GPPs, cores for cash and GPPs, a lot more stuff. I also cover XFL content. I do a whole bunch of stuff, so that'll be linked down below. I played Kevon Looney tonight, 5 fouls in 10 minutes. I played Draymond, 5 fouls in 20 minutes. Who else? I faded Malik Monk going for a career game in limited minutes. Who else did I play or fade that just Spencer Dinwiddie, Din Shitty Island just absolutely destroyed me. Who else? I had to pivot off Fox because Dinwiddie massive bust. I pivoted off Malik Monk because I knew he was going to be extremely popular. I was looking terrible, so I had to pivot off him. If you can't keep Malik Monk when he's going to be 60% owned when you're looking terrible, so had to pivot off him. Pivoted onto Sabonis. That's working out well. So we'll see if Sabonis does enough for me to get into the cash. Also pivoted onto Andrew Wiggins. So this slate. Also, I'm doing a Twitter space with some people on Twitter in about 45 minutes or so. So that's why I'm getting this video out now because I'm going to be busy for the rest of the night. So if you want to join that, you can join that. I'll be on there with a few other people talking about tomorrow's slate. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. It'll be on around 1 a.m. Eastern time tonight. All right, let's go over Atlanta. So this is probably my least appealing team to target on the slate. Pricing came down pretty much for like everyone on the slate besides Atlanta. So definitely my least appealing team to target. I think Trey Murray do have tremendous ceilings. My only worry here is you saw huge minutes for the other starters on other teams. You didn't see 40 plus from these guys like on Cleveland. You saw like 45 minutes for the main guys. You saw 40 plus from the Clips. You saw 45 for the Phoenix guys. So they're not going to play as many minutes, at least now, as the other guys from what I saw from the rotation in the first game. Now, if they do, sure. That's definitely another downgrade to them, in my opinion, compared to the rest of the slate. Also, a pretty tough spot, so another downgrade. I think these guys will be pretty low owned tomorrow, so I think Trey and Murray are okay tournament options. I don't have interest in Clint Capella tomorrow, and let me give you my reasoning. Clint Capella is around the same price tag as DeAndre Ayton. He's around the same price tag as Jared Allen, who played 44 minutes. He's more expensive than Zubac, who played more minutes than Clint Capella, so I don't have too much interest in Capella tomorrow. I think the other center plays are just much better than him. Bogey at 4-8, I think we continue to get mid-20s minutes from him. He does have a ceiling when he's hitting his shots, so I think he's an okay tournament play. I think there are other value that stand out a bit more, but I think out of this grouping of like Bogey, Hunter, Bay, Collins, if I had to rank them, I'd rank them ceiling-wise. I'd rank Bogey 1 and then Hunter, Collins, Bay. If we're doing just like, safest, medium projection, it would probably be Hunter, Bogey, Collins, and then Bay for me. Bay definitely my least favorite. Hunter, Bogey, definitely my two favorites of this group. I think both are fine values. They're okay as like a last man in. Okongwu's price did come down to 4.2K. I think we get around 20 minutes from him. He seems like a reasonable value to me. And then Jalen Johnson has been getting run. I don't think it's enough for me to keep going there. He's been producing very well. I don't know if I see him continuing to produce this way, but if you want to go there for large field tournaments, I definitely think there are worse options out there. Let's go on to Boston. So this is one of my favorite teams to target on the slate. I think Tatum and Brown both look very good. It's a really good spot. You're going to get 40 minutes from both. I think both are a bit too cheap. So I do like Tatum. I do like Brown. I think they both look good. But here's where the chalk is going to be tomorrow. I think all of these guys look phenomenal. I think Smart looks awesome. I think Al Horford looks great. I think Derek White looks phenomenal. These three guys are three of the best mid-range plays on the slate. You saw 38 minutes from Al Horford. You saw 40 or 38 minutes from Derek White. You saw Marcus Smart play 32 minutes. So I really like these three main guys in the mid-range. They are all way too cheap if they continue to play that many minutes. Malcolm Brogdon only played 21 minutes last game, but he did not play well. I think there are scenarios where he could get extended if he's playing better. He'll be easily the lowest owned of these four guys. So if you wanted to go there as like a pivot, because these three are going to be very, very popular tomorrow. If you want to go there as a pivot, I would not hate you for it. And then Robert Williams, I think we continue to get, low 20s minutes from him. He seems like an okay to a decent value, but I prefer Zubac basically for the same price. Like, I'm going to try and help you guys with these like players around the same price that I just prefer more. Like, I'd much rather play Zubac over Robert Williams. I'd much rather play Jared Allen, DeAndre Ayton, and Zubac over Clint Capella. So I hope that does help you guys out a little bit. And you saw Grant Williams out of the rotation, which figured could happen, and I'm not going to go to anyone else on this team. All right, so Josh Hart is doubtful for the Knicks, so I don't expect him to play here. Really tough spot. This game is gross. I think, Randall, Brunson, RJ, Quentin Grimes, they're in play for tournaments, but definitely another team that is one of my least favorite teams to target, which they'll probably be low owned, so I think they're okay tournament options. I think with Josh Hart being out, the main beneficiary of that is going to be Quentin Grimes at 4.7K. The most recent game with Josh Hart out, or the best game that I've seen him miss this season to look at with Josh Hart out, is going to be this game on the 28th. Where are the Knicks? So Mitchell Robinson was out this game, but I don't think we're going to get huge minutes from Mitchell Robinson, so I think it's still okay. You saw RJ Barrett play 31. You saw Quentin Grimes play 37. Obviously, you can't compare this directly, but it could be like a good base. So I was looking at this. I think Quentin Grimes is going to be the main beneficiary of Josh Hart being out. I think we get pretty big minutes from him. I think we get 30 plus from him. I think he's a pretty solid value play on the slate. Obviously, he's not going to be a high usage guy, but he's probably going to play huge minutes here. So I do like Quentin Grimes. I think Randall and Brunson are okay tournament plays. RJ Barrett, I think he'll get a minutes bump as well. I think he's an interesting tournament play because he didn't really get a price down. Like, RJ Barrett's usually like a 6 to 7K player. So he's still in that price range to where like people expect him to be. So I think it's an interesting tournament option just because he has a tremendous ceiling, and if Tom Thibodeau does play him upwards close to 40 minutes, he could break the slate. So I think he's an interesting look for tournaments. And then, like I said, I really like Quentin Grimes for value because I think he's just going to play a ton of minutes. I think Mitchell Robinson's appropriately priced for the matchup. Would rather play Zubac, stuff like that, like I said. And then quickly, didn't play a ton of minutes, shot the ball very, very poorly. I think, if he's playing well again, he could get extended. I think at that price, it's just a no-go for me. And then I'm not going to go to like guys like Top and stuff like that. So this interesting tournament team, but main standout there is going to be Quentin Grimes. All right, so minutes for these guys, which is absolutely insane. 44 from Donnie. 43 from Garland. You saw Jarrett Allen play 43 minutes. You saw Evan Mobley play 38. You saw Isaac Okoro play low 20s in the starting lineup. You saw Cedi Osman in the rotation. And that's about it. So I like this team quite a bit. If they're going to play 45 minutes again, then I really like Mitchell. I'm fine going right back to Garland. I know this is Mitchell's team in the playoffs. Mitchell is just a different beast in the playoffs, but he was massive chalk this slate. I really like him as a bounce back candidate here, especially with the minutes he's going to play. I don't think he's going to continue to get one assist here again. So I really like both the Cleveland main guys here. I think Mobley's fine, but I think Jared Allen looks great. I know it's a terrible spot, but if he's going to play 43 minutes again, he is just way too cheap. Really like Jared Allen. LeVert didn't play as much as I thought he would, but once again, shot the ball terribly. I think there is a chance he could play more if he gets extended. Interesting value for tournaments. And then if Okoro starts again, sure, you can play him for salary relief. I think it's okay. And then no one else is going to play enough for it be physically possible for me to go to anyone. All right, on to the Clippers. So once again, Kawhi Leonard basically played the entire game. He played 42 minutes. I mean, he's going to be the clear go-to guy on this team. Obviously, great defender, can get those blocks, steals, stuff the stat sheet. 9-4 is just too cheap. I really like Kawhi. I think Westbrook is a phenomenal tournament play. I don't think he'll get too much ownership tomorrow. Price came down, shot 3 of 19, still went for 44 fantasy points. He's going to stuff the stat sheet. Super, super high energy guy. He's going to try his fucking ass off out there. So I think Westbrook's a great tournament play tomorrow. Norman Powell didn't play enough as I thought he would. Only played 23 minutes. Now, he was one of the highest owned plays in the slate last slate. Now, if everyone's going to fade him because he only played 23 minutes, I think there are definitely possibilities where he could play more. I was shocked he only played 23 minutes. I was absolutely shocked. So, I think he's a good tournament play solely because of that, and I could see him playing a bit more tomorrow. You saw Eric Gordon play very, very well. I think Eric Gordon would lose minutes if you saw Norm Powell get more minutes. So Eric Gordon's fine for value. If he's going to be the most popular out of these two, I'd just rather go to Powell. Powell definitely has a higher ceiling. He's more productive, better fantasy point per minute guy. And then I love Zubac tomorrow. 30 minute, he's just too cheap. He's going to continue to play 30 minutes. So I love Zubac tomorrow. Plumlee got the backup 5. I don't know if I trust it. They can always go small, but if he does continue to get the backup 5, he's another playable value at 4K. Batum only played 20 minutes in the starting lineup. Don't think I can get there, but he's fine for salary relief. Would I rather play Batum or Okoro? I think I'd rather play Batum. So if you're going with like a pump play below 4K and you're picking Batum or Okoro, I'd rather play Batum. You saw Man get decent minutes off the bench. He's another playable value. I think I'd rather play Man over Okoro. I don't know about Batum, though. Just fine tournament darts for me. Rocco DNP, which is just unfortunate, and that'll do it for the Clippers. And then Phoenix, you saw absolutely huge minutes for these guys once again. So 45 minutes for KD, 43 for Booker. You saw Chris Paul play 39. You saw DeAndre Ayton play 33. You saw Torrey Craig getting a massive foul trouble, still play 27. Okogie basically out of the rotation. You saw Shamet some, I believe. 24 minutes. If campaign's out, you can take a dart there. But with this rotation they ran, it's just absolutely insane. I think Kevin Durant's one of my favorite plays on the slate. I absolutely love Kevin Durant tomorrow. If we're going to get 45 minutes from him, he just looks absolutely phenomenal to me. I absolutely love Kevin Durant. I think Booker looks good. I think Chris Paul looks really good if he's going to continue to play 40 minutes. I think Craig, assuming he starts again, is a pretty good value play. Ayton, I think, is a solid play. I definitely do prefer Allen and Zubac, though. Okogie can't get there. And then if campaign's out, you can definitely take a dart on Landry Shamet. But this team looks phenomenal. Absolutely love this team. And so basically where I want to be focusing on tomorrow is I want some of these Boston mid-range guys. I definitely want one of KD or Booker. I lean KD. And then possibly get to one more of these guys. And then I probably want Zubac, maybe someone else from the Clippers, and then possibly one of Garland, Mitchell. I think, starting with like a base of going to these Phoenix guys, one or two of those, getting one or two of these Cleveland guys, whether that's Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and then getting to these Boston mid-range guys. I think that's where I want to be tomorrow. Those are like the main guys that I want to target. So standouts for me right now: Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Russell Westbrook as a tournament play, Darius Garland, Chris Paul, Jared Allen, Ayton's fine, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Derek White, Zubac, Quentin Grimes, Craig, if he starts again, and those are the main standouts for me right now. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.